Hello everybody and welcome to today's QuickFire Quiz. I'm Mr. Chapman, the quiz wizard. I can't quite believe it, but already we are on quiz number 15. So, if this is your first time on the channel, please go and have a look at some of the other quizzes that I've uploaded. And if you're taking part again today, welcome back. So I do have a shout out today, and this is for all the children who are taking part at Madewell Primary School. I hope you are enjoying the quizzes. So there will be 10 questions as usual, some to do with the curriculum and some just on general knowledge. So let's see what our quiz has in store for us today. So question 1 is about film. In the film Ratatouille, what is the name of the rat who wants to become a French chef? Here he is in the picture there. In the film Ratatouille, what is the name of the rat who wants to become a French chef? Question 2. Find all of the verbs in the sentence. He went into the shop for a newspaper while we waited patiently outside. He went into the shop for a newspaper while we waited patiently outside. Find all of the verbs in that sentence. Read it very carefully. Think about the job of a verb. Question 3 is a maths question. How many degrees are there in one whole turn? How many degrees are there in one whole turn? So if we look at this picture, we start and we go all the way around. How many degrees would that be? I say it's a maths question. It could also be a computing question because you think about different types of turn when you're writing algorithms too. Question 4 today, science. Which of the following is a planet? The moon, the earth, or the sun? Which of the following is a planet? The moon, the earth, or the sun? There's pictures of each of those in the middle of your screen. Only one of them is a planet. Question 5. I bet most of you recognize this very famous painting, but what is the name of this famous painting? What is the name of this famous painting? Halfway through, stay with me. Question 6 on its way. In Harry Potter, what is the name of the house Malfoy is part of at Hogwarts? In Harry Potter, what is the name of the house Malfoy is part of at Hogwarts? You can see in the picture here that Harry and Malfoy never really saw eye to eye. Question 7 today is a maths question. What is the product of 3 and 6? What is the product of 3 and 6? It sounds like a really tricky question, but once you know what product is, which I'll tell you later if you're unsure, you'll realise just how simple this question actually is. What is the product of 3 and 6? Question 8. Which sentence is written correctly? Which sentence is written correctly? So this is about there, and there again. So the children thought nobody would be there later on. Then the blue one, the children thought nobody would be there later on. And the orange one, the children thought nobody would be there later on. Which one is written correctly? The black one, the blue one, or the orange one? Question 9, history. So we can see number 10 Downing Street there. But who was the Prime Minister of Britain for most of World War II? Who was the Prime Minister of Britain for most of World War II? A very, very famous Prime Minister. As you know, all the Prime Ministers live at number 10 Downing Street. And our last question for today, number 10. Oh, kind of another history question, a little bit. History and sport. In what year did England win the Football World Cup? A very famous picture here as well of the trophy being lifted. In what year did England win the Football World Cup? Okay, so that's the end of the quiz. Well done, everybody. I'm going to give you a clap. You may want to give yourselves a round of applause. I will go through the answers in a second. Before I do that, we're going to have another little game of countdown. So you've got 6 numbers there, 100, 6, 2, 10, 7 and 2, and you need to make the target of 204. You can use each number once and only once, and you can use add, subtract, multiply or division. You've got 30 seconds and your time starts now. That's 10 seconds. Ten seconds left. Boom. That's your time. Okay, so well done if you managed to get 204. If you were close, let's see if there is a solution to this. I'm sure there's more than one, but here is one solution that I found. So you can do 100 times 2, which gets you to 200 straight away. Use the 6 and the other 2 to do 6 take away 2 equals 4. And then you can just add those 2 pieces together. 200 add 4 makes 204. Well done to those of you who got that correct. You could play this at home. There's a website, Enrich website is a good website to generate some of your own games like this. So the answers. In Ratatouille, the name of the rat who wants to become a French chef was Remy. Well done if you got that one. Number 2, find all of the verbs in that sentence. He went into the shop for a newspaper while we waited patiently outside. So there were 2 verbs in that sentence, went and waited, because verbs are actions, they're doing words. So in this sentence, whoever he is, he went there and then he waited. They're 2 things that he had to do. Well done if you spotted both. How many degrees are there in a whole turn? There are 360 degrees in a whole turn, which you can see here on the first diagram. The one on the far right shows you that there are 180 degrees in a half turn, and there are 90 degrees in a quarter turn. So what you could do is, with someone at home, you could stand up and you could practice doing different types of turn, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Question 4. So you had the choices of the moon, the earth or the sun, and the earth is a planet. So in our solar system, there are 8 planets. I wonder if you can name them all. So a planet is a spherical ball of rock or gas that orbits a star. So that means that the sun couldn't be a planet because it is a star and it can't orbit itself. And the moon is not a planet because it doesn't orbit the sun, it orbits the earth. Question 5. This famous painting is called Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Just a little activity you could try home. Why not sketch or paint a portrait of someone in your house? Or even do a self-portrait of someone. Question 6. Harry Potter, Malfoy was part of the Slytherin house. Not many people like Slytherin. There were 4 houses in total, Slytherin being one of them. Can you name the others? Question 7. What is the product of 3 and 6? The product is a number you get as a result of multiplying numbers together. It is another word for times or lots of. So it is really important that you know your mathematical vocabulary. So this here, the product of 3 and 6 is just 3 times 6 or 6 times 3. So the answer was 18. Well done if you got that right. Number 8, which sentence is written correctly? So the sentence was, the children thought nobody would be there later on. It is the there that is in green because that is a positional there. Whereas there, T-H-E-I-R, is a belonging. And they are here, the bottom one, apostrophe R-E, is a contraction for they are. So that wouldn't make sense, would it? The children thought nobody would be they are later on. So that doesn't make sense. So it's the top one, T-H-E-R-E. Question 9. The Prime Minister of Britain for most of World War II was Sir Winston Churchill. You may have heard of him. Actually, he was Prime Minister twice, and he's really famous for World War II and his "We will fight them on the beaches" speech. He is a very, very important man in British history and a very interesting man to research. So why not make a short profile about his life? A non-chronological report, maybe. And question 10. No, Mr. Chapman was not alive when this happened. It's a very long time ago, but England won the Football World Cup in 1966. They beat West Germany 4-2. So Bobby Moore was the captain, and he's the person you normally see lifting the trophy. And Jeff Hurst scored a hat-trick, and there's the famous quote from that. They think it's all over. It is now, and so is the quickfire quiz for today. So, how did you get on? Some trickier questions in places there, but hopefully you've learned some new knowledge as well. So, can you beat your score? Try another one of the quickfire quizzes. There will be more coming out this week, but as I said earlier, there's lots still on the channel that you may not have tried. If you enjoyed today's video, please, please, please press the like button. And also, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking subscribe, and then if you click the bell, it will give you updates when a new quiz is uploaded. Also, thank you to those of you who have been messaging me on Twitter at @the_quiz_wizard. Please keep doing that. It's very nice to hear how you're all getting on. Other than that, that's the end of the quiz. A new one will be uploaded tomorrow from 10 AM, available all day. So, last thing for me to say is class dismissed.